When we come back, the Flatland competition. He is the winningest rider in Bicycle Stunt Flatland history, Trevor Meyer. But 1997 brings with it many challenges and challengers, like Andrew Ferris.
Andrew Ferris won in New York City, coming off a huge win at the Worlds. He had a very precise run, held on at the end, very smooth throughout his entire run, defeating Trevor Meyer for the first time in a year.
And that defeat for Meyer has weighed heavily on his mind throughout the season as we welcome you back to Seal Beach, California for Flatland Finals. 11 competitors. They'll get up to 90 seconds per run. The best of those two runs, the average score on the 100-point scale. Dave Smith, after one run, he needs a big score to leap up to the top of the leaderboard.
At the X Games, Dave Smith was a little bit off his rhythm. Here in Seal Beach, totally in the rhythm. Very creative on his tricks. This was a huge move that he did, spinning the bike on his seat, and he rolls out of it, scuffing out of it with that back wheel.
At the end of two rounds, Dave Smith in third position with a 94 average. Now the Canadian who beat Trevor Meyer, as we mentioned, first time in a year that Trevor had been beaten in New York City, comes here into Seal Beach, California as probably one of the favorites, we would imagine.
Andrew Ferris is the hottest guy in the circuit right now. The judge is kind of leaning towards him for a couple of reasons. He's very creative. He does extremely difficult tricks. And normally he stays on his bike. Right there he touched down, but that's okay. You can touch down once as long as you're doing difficult tricks and you have flow in and out of your tricks.
Ferris, wearing headsets that are connected to a Walkman, hangs on his back, listens to his own music every time, likes to kind of tune out the crowd around him and get into his own zone. He's a guy that's always wanted to be great at something, and he's found it in Flatland.
I've just been riding lots, trying to get like really good. I want to be the best at something, so I'm going to be the best at this, so that's what I'm doing.
Doug, that's the same thing he said a couple of months back in New York City. He told me, he goes, you know, I've been riding my bike a long time, and I do want to be the best at something. As you said, he found it right here, and he's starting to be the best at something. This is a very solid run.
Starts off this series after a little break with a cyclone.
He just put together 60 seconds of solid combinations. Now that's what the judges are looking for, combination after combination. And so far, Andrew Ferris has done just that.
Into a fire hydrant to begin his final series. We'll look out. Touchdown at the very end of the run for Andrew Ferris.
That's okay. It's going to take an outstanding run to beat Ferris here, balancing on the front wheel with both feet on the pegs, spinning the handlebars, coming back down, scuffing. You can see the wear and tear on the tennis shoes, wearing no socks, whipping that bike around one more time at an extreme angle. Great balance by Andrew Ferris and an outstanding run.
And a challenge for Trevor Meyer. Andy Ferris now our leader. Meyer with a 94.2 in the first round needs to better that by about 2 points if he wants the championship here in Seal Beach.
Trevor Meyer is going to have to come out with successive tricks, not touching down. And he starts off with a lot of speed, scuffing on that front tire. Now, he does a lot of switch-footed tricks.
It's called an elephant glide. Now switch-footed into a Circle K.
Trevor has been known to create a lot of tricks, trying to do the most difficult tricks as he can to catch up with Andrew.
And the big thing for Meyer, though, he really wants to be the innovator. He wants to be first in the pack who comes up with those new tricks.
I just like the satisfaction of learning a new trick that maybe no one else is doing, you know, in the whole world or whatever. It's a good feeling to be able to pull off something.
This guy practices endless hours wherever he is.
Not a touchdown as of yet for Trevor Meyer. Oh, terrific move. Meyer still with well above 30 seconds left in his run. He'll take a breather. No point deduction for this.
What the judges are looking at here is to see if his tricks are more difficult than Andrew's. And right now, it's going to be extremely close between these two guys. Andrew touched down a couple times.
I think the difficulty nod right now might be in Trevor Meyer's favor.
5 seconds left on the clock.
When you look at the difficulty factor, though, Doug, I really think that Andrew Ferris has the edge. He cranked it up a little bit more than Trevor Meyer. Trevor had a solid run, and he does a double decade out, finishing strong. And this is that trick, the double decade out when he spins himself around the handlebars 2 times, working the frame of the bike.
It looked dynamic, but the judges didn't pay it off. Second round score, 92.8, the 93.5 average. A third-place finish, rare for Trevor Meyer and Andrew Ferris. Another win in 1997. Dave Smith taking second in the Flatland. Meyer with a slim victory. Andrew Ferris right behind in second place.